All right, what's going on, all my gamers, all my goddess of victory, Nikke gamers chat? They try to cancel this problematic character design, and they're talking about Nikke today. This has to do with, I believe, Ada Wong and the more recent collab with Resident Evil, which is going on right now in the game Goddess of Victory. Nikke chat, it's a gacha game, so we got to talk about it. So let's watch this.
Hey, what's up, guys? We're here. So the best way to describe what we're doing in today's video is that over the past 24 hours, I have seen a series of tweets made by the usual suspects where they're complaining about some pretty similar things, whether they're complaining about fan service or anime or anything even close.
I love how they try to bring that to Nikke. They're trying to bring that discussion and trying to bring down the whole fan service thing when it comes to Nikke, and it's like, bro, this is not the game for you. Honestly, there's a lot of games where you can make the argument. I don't really want the, what do you call it? I don't really want the fan service in this game. I think the fan service might be a little too much, you know? It's distracting from the game. I think there's definitely an argument to be had in that for different games. Not this game, bro. Not in this game. The fan service is required. It is predetermined. This is not going anywhere.
The anime. Now, these people are not completely useless. They at least provide us with some free content.
That's
right in today's scenario. So, we begin with Nikke, which is a very popular gacha game that's made by Shift Up, the same studio that made Stellar Blade, and they did collaborations with Stellar Blade, which is something they do all the time. They bring in other franchises and have them collaborate with the Nikke gacha game.
Absolutely.
And their most recent one involves Resident Evil, and you can see some...
It's still very surprising to me that they had Resident Evil. I don't know why. It also, the thing that makes it funny to me when I think about it, it's like, so regular humans can kill these zombies and stuff like that. Like, I don't want to say they don't struggle, but like, they're doing okay. And now you want to bring in war machines, basically, into the game. I'm sure they're gonna be fine.
The designs, right?
Sorry, it was just a funny thought.
You know, you got busty anime girls and guns. How could anyone be upset? Well, of course they are. So there's this post with 1,000 sentient human beings liking it, saying, I wish Capcom catered to a broader audience instead of collaborating with this stuff. They're literally doing everything but putting these women in a new Resident Evil game. Now, I've heard of...
Well, to be fair, I don't even know if Capcom talks about this. Like, someone's gonna have to tell me whether they follow like the Capcom official Twitter or anything like that, because when they do these collaborations, you don't really hear about it unless you play the game. Like, Freerin has an Epic 7 collab right now. I didn't really know about that until I think I seen like Pokey talk about it or something. I seen someone else have to talk about it, and I'm like, oh, there's a collaboration. You usually don't hear about this. I know about this collab because I play Nikke. So it's like, okay, I'm going to be informed about it, right?
Modern audience before, but I have not heard of the broader audience. This sounds like some corpo slop.
Listen, I'm going to tell you straight up. I'm going to keep it a thou-wow with you. This game doesn't want the broader audience, and it doesn't really need it, especially now that they've opened up a base in China. This game was doing very well in China. It really is. It's doing a good job. It just doubled their price. The people in China really love this game. They really do. So yeah, I don't really think that they're struggling, bro. This game makes, like, I think with the bump up of the CN community, this game makes about 20 million a month. A month, by the way. That is a month. I'm sure they're doing just fine.
Jargon that gets companies completely ruined, right? Trying to apply to a broader audience sounds really bad. If you try to appeal to everyone, you appeal to no one.
Exactly.
Nikke and Shift Up, they know their target audience, and that's what they're going for. They're not trying to appease everyone. That's not how this works. And you can see they're just very upset that they see these designs, and clearly that is their motive here. But the replies to this are just as unhinged. So this person said, can we also address the fact that their faces look like children's?
So there's 48 people who like that. We might need to, unless they're, if they're agreeing, or unless they're people who are, of course, just liking it, you know, because sometimes you like stuff just to come back to it and talk about it or something like that. I do that all the time. I bookmark a bunch of stuff just to come back and talk about it. But I have questions because Ada Wong, like I don't know, and I don't think I want to know how you got to that conclusion. But they're beating his ass in the quote retweet, so maybe it's okay.
So this totally sane individual saw designs like this.
Oh my God, she's so fine, bro.
Thought of children.
She is
it's an
so
incredible
fine. I love Ada
self-report that keeps happening over and over again with these people on social
What kind of
media.
weapon is she?
You can see their bio. Disrespect any of the Resident Evil women, and you will start coughing in 3 days. Now that's interesting. I've seen a lot of threats, and we'll see some threats today, but I've never seen one in the bio.
Really?
Like,
no
28
way,
years old,
bro.
Fuming over Resident Evil characters and the disrespect.
Bro, you're 28. Listen, I like these characters as well. Don't get me wrong. I will defend the characters that I really like. I don't think it needs to go that far.
You're getting like, you're too old for this, okay?
That's pretty.
But here's
funny,
another
though.
one. You expected comments like this. Oh, this is a gooner game. Young people discovering.
To be fair, yes. In their defense, yes. You have correctly identified this game and its contents. You are correct. This is, in fact, one of those kind of games. It's the appeal of it. You know, kind of like Love and Deep Strokes or Tears of Themis or something like that. No, actually, I don't know. I think Tears of Themis is... if I remember, Tears of Themis might be more toned down than Love and Deep Eye Contact. Because, bro, have you seen some of those scenes that they have on Twitter from Love and Leglock? Bro, that game... Shout out to the ladies. Anyways, go ahead.
Word gooner is one of the biggest mistakes I think that's ever happened in the history of mankind. Anything they see with a hint of sexuality to it, they call it a gooner game or what have you.
It's
like
fine.
If you have
In this
functioning
in
libido,
this
gooner
point,
in the
it's
eyes of these
okay.
people.
It's okay.
It's very, very strange, but of course,
I think it's totally fine. They're kind of right in the same in some aspect.
as always with all these types of posts, they're a hypocrite. They're a big fan of Deep Space, which is basically the reverse, right? It's the guys being sexualized in that game, which according to these people is like, it's like ethical gooning or something because.
And it's like, it is that. You know what I'm saying? Some of these scenes were like, I'm just saying, don't play that game in front of your parents. If you have someone that respects you, don't play Love and Deep Strokes in front of them. They're gonna look at you different. Not me. Like I said, I've said this once and I've said this 1,000 times. I think that gooning video games will be the great uniter between our communities. And I think Love and Deep Dick, because it does make like $60 million a month. To be fair, only like $1 million comes from the West. You guys are letting China. You guys got to pick up the slack. Shout out to all the single ladies in China. Anyways, go ahead.
It's male characters being sexualized, so therefore it's totally fine and safe for them to consume while judging others.
Man's got his whole chest
playing
out.
Games like Nikke. Now, of course, the threats are rolling in too. This person saying, "The person who created this game, when I find them." Interesting. That seems like a totally normal response to a new Resident Evil collab. This person saying, "Why the F does it look like AI?" And that's another thing that happens, right? There's so much hysteria over AI. People see it everywhere, even when it's not there.
What is their name? Yuri Armpit. Okay.
Right? I understand the concerns and why people wouldn't like AI, but it's gotten to a point where basically people are going around like the boy who cried wolf, calling everything AI, and oftentimes getting people canceled when they're innocent. I can't tell you how many artists I've seen accused of making AI when that's not what they did. And they get jumped, attacked, and people hold on to that reputation for a very long time, even if the claims are disproven, which they are most of the time. But anyways, let's move on to the next topic. So this tweet was like ground zero for a lot of terrible takes and insanity.
Oh my God, I remember this.
So it's basically saying fan
I was actually
service
talking about
is
this
a
on my second
necessity
channel.
for the medium to thrive, like it or not. with a picture of Marin Kitagawa from My Dress Up Darling, and we'll talk about her in just a second. But to this claim, I don't think fan service is necessary for an anime to be good. There's plenty of anime out there that don't have any fan service, and they're just great. But the idea is that you shouldn't be going after series that have fan service. If you don't like it, just don't watch it. These creators should have liberty to...
Dude, this whole thing with the whole fan service thing has been such a big topic for like the past... oops, I did not mean to do that. For like the past weeks. It's so funny. And I love watching and looking at the quote retweets and just having... looking at all the people just making fun of the people who are like Puritans and trying to dictate what people should watch and what should have fan service and what shouldn't. It's just really funny.
If they want, and it's obviously a pretty big staple.
I kind of want to read
in anime, but people were very upset about this character in particular. There was a quote being used over and over again by many different people saying that sexualization in anime is deeply rooted in misogyny. And this user points out, of course, that My Dress Up Darling is actually written by a woman, which is something they're trying to wrangle their brains around in the quotes here, saying she has to draw her 15-year-old character naked so men will read her manga. Spoiler, it's still rooted in misogyny.
Or she could not do that. And like, I think Bocchi the Rock is also written. Is it? I think Bocchi the Rock is also written by a woman. Like, there's no fan service in there. You don't really need to have it. And Bocchi the Rock, I think, was up for Anime of the Year, which probably did better than My Dress Up Darling, I think. I'm not entirely sure. Someone else is going to have to correct me on that. But, like, that's really, really funny.
That's right. If a woman sexualizes her own character, it's rooted in misogyny because she has to draw it that way in order to get anyone to pay attention.
Say it ain't so.
It's funny how these people are trying to fight misogyny, and they are the most misogynistic people ever. Like, this person believes
many such cases.
There's no reason a woman would ever do something like this unless it's to get the approval of men. Very strange stuff. And also,
I need to watch
this tweet has somehow 29,000 likes, and this account has 22 followers. Like, I'm sorry, their follower count has not moved. Like, that doesn't happen if you have a legitimate, organic, viral...
Bro, I don't know where these people buy these likes, but it's gotta... it might have to be worth it because of how often it happens. There's no way people with zero follower accounts, like less than 100... they go out and buy these likes, and no way it's not, like, beneficial or something. I'm not going to do it, but I'm just saying, well, obviously for this guy it wasn't, but that's because he had a really dumbass take, and so he didn't gain any followers, but still. I don't know why people buy. Why do you buy likes and clout, dude? Just have good content.
Tweets, but this is Twitter. This happens all the time.
Oh, here we go.
But then there's another person trying to do another chess move here where they say MFs versus the concept of internalized misogyny and the idea that just because a woman chooses to do something doesn't mean it's good or not an issue. Choice feminism rhetoric at its finest. So now
I didn't understand half those words, bro. I'm going to be so dead ass. I didn't get like half of those words. I don't really want them explained to me either. I don't really care, but like I didn't get like half of those words. Bro, I don't know what is it with people trying to bring in big old words and concepts to Japanese cartoons, because that's what they are at the end of the day, bro. That's just a Japanese cartoon. Just enjoy it or don't watch it.
Now we're moving on to internalized misogyny, another great phrase brought into today's arena. But someone would reply saying,
the arena.
Okay, but what's misogynistic about this? How is a woman who likes drawing do misogyny? And they say, she's sexualizing her underage character, keyword character, to cater to a specific audience. Let's not pretend we don't know who that audience is. So I guess they're insinuating predators. So that's a pretty lofty accusation. I don't think those type of people are looking to Marin Kitagawa. But anyways, this is their delusions. They say, not going to go into full detailed analysis right now. Because
thank God. Oh, and they locked their replies too. That's pretty funny.
Because of the Twitter character count, but that one fact alone should be reason enough. Yeah, I have this very deep and serious claim but I don't have time to explain.
I know exactly why this is all happening, and I think I could write an entire paper thesis about it, which would absolutely convince you as to why this is happening. And it has irrefutable evidence, and it's cross-checked, and it has all this evidence. But I can't do it right now. I'm kind of busy. No. Sorry. Maybe later. Yeah, maybe later.
Explain this to you.
That's funny.
Common people, you common folk, you wouldn't understand my detailed analysis that backs up my delusional insults and claims and accusations, quite frankly. Yeah, you could have just made a follow-up reply. So character limit. I mean, are you serious? Is that why you can't explain your insane position? But we're moving on to the third and final topic of this video.
Oh, boy.
The never-ending debate about Rebecca from Cyberpunk continues, where this lolly character, by all definition, is being called not a lolly. So people can ethically consume this anime.
What, are you scared of a four-letter word?
Saw this reply. It's like a long discussion, but this person says, but Rebecca doesn't have the personality or look of a lolly. She's just a typical short and extroverted woman. 8,700 likes. When in reality, the studio who made the anime refers to Rebecca as a lolly.
I don't know why that's so funny to me, bro. That's such a funny response. That's like the best response ever too. That's just so funny. It's like, no, the lolly must stay. I think it's funny, bro. Do I think that she is one? I mean, I guess by definition, yeah, right? Because that's just I think it depends on whether you're using the actual definition or if you just want to use your own. But like, I think the actual definition is just someone who's a petite woman. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, it's not someone who has certain the characteristics that they were saying. Like that's literally what it is. That's what it means. That's what it translates to. But you know, people like to. It's like the word grifter. You know what I'm saying? Like, people use the word grifter enough to where it has its different meaning now, and it's incorrect, and people never know how to use the regular one. It's pretty much the same thing, it feels like.
These people look you dead in the eyes and say, the Japanese studio that made this anime is wrong.
Wow.
And I'm right, based on my misunderstanding of a very basic term that just means short, petite, with cute aesthetics. That's all it is.
There it is.
It has nothing to do with age or anything else these people are trying to talk about. It's pretty insane, but of course, we also have a recent tweet from the Cyberpunk Edgerunners official account referring to her as a lolly. Once again, this was swiftly deleted,
bro.
Because people were going absolutely insane inside of the replies. People were making threats. I mean, this was all within minutes. So they eventually ran that back and changed out the term and got rid of it. And
that's pretty funny.
They probably didn't want to deal with a bunch of psychopaths on social media freaking out over a word.
I think it's funny.
A word that's used by the studio that produced the anime. These people look you in the eyes and say, these people are wrong. The creators from Japan, they're wrong. I'm right. Twitter users, man. They're absolutely
I don't know why Twitter's
exhausting.
like this.
But that's just a small tidbit of all the crazy tweets. I've seen a lot of them involving anime. There's a flare-up. There's something going on. People are real angry
something in the
about this
Wauda
stuff as of late. I mean, they've always been angry, but they're a little extra angry as of this week. But anyways,
it's something
that's
in the
going to do this video.
Wauda.
As always, feel free to share your thoughts about today's topics in the comment section down below. Hope you guys enjoyed the video, and I'll see you next time.
It's something in the Wauda. Chat, I was trying to watch it because I thought it was going to be mostly gotcha related. I'm just going to put it on my main channel anyways, right, chat? Might as well, right? Chat, if you like this video, let me know. Comment, like, and subscribe. You got to comment and like because apparently the algorithm likes to be silly and, you know. Anyways, chat, let me know how you guys feel about this. Chat, comment, like, subscribe, and I'll catch you gamers in the next one. Bye.